Welcome back to Spork Syndicate. My name is Tom, and today we're doing the Four Horsemen challenge for February. It's a Volkswagen pickup with a Valentines theme. As you can see here, really nice casting. It's got some rust-looking tampos, a lot of little details on it, and for some strange reason, a little light on the top. We're going to lose that. What I'm going to do today is a redline conversion, something I saw Jim Silva do recently. When I drill the posts, I first use a 1/16 bit to drill them deep enough, and then I break out the 5/32 to break off the cap. This way I already have a pilot hole underneath. I actually had a little trouble with the front. As you can see here, I give it a try with the old dentist tool, and it's not coming. So I had to do a little bit of work to get that remnant cap off. Snap! It came right off. And as you can see, base and wheels, windshield, interior, and the chassis. And now, as you can see, I have to take care of that. So just some pliers to break it off, and then just filing it down to make it nice and even before I drill the posts a little further with the 1/16 bit. Now what I'm doing is actually hollowing it out a little bit because I use self-tapping screws. I do have a tapping device, but I just use the self-tapping screws because it saves me a step. Now again, with a flathead screwdriver, I just take the tabs out to pop the wheels. Sometimes I glue. In this case, I chose to just use the tabs. Here I am with a stubby flathead screwdriver. So I widen those out to use the same axles. And now I have these great bearings from Second Chance Redlines. I clipped off the ends of the axles and you can see they fit, but we're going to come back to that in a moment. So now we're dunking the casting body into citrus strip. Normally, I just drop it in, as you can see by all those paint flecks that go back probably a couple of years now. I just splash it with water and then hit it with the toothbrush to get all the paint flecks off, and there we go. Woo! And now I'm using a steel wheel fitting from a Dremel just to get the pock marks out, kind of smooth it out and get off that film, I guess. Getting in all the corners. And I clean up because there's metal shavings everywhere. Time for flits. I really do like this product. Just get it in the nooks and crannies, and then break out the Dremel again, new head and just a softer head at low speed so that you don't burnish anything. And then you just get this incredible shine. After I'm done hitting everything, that's when I put it into a microfiber towel or a rag, and you can even use paper towels. But as you can see, just a little bit of elbow grease, and wow, what a finish. Now just a little degreaser, and she's ready for paint. Okay, now just a little body work. I'm removing the light at the top using a titanium Dremel attachment, and then filing, and then did not film it, but I also sanded. For painting, I actually went with rattle can for the prime, light coats. And then talking about light coats, now working with the Retroflame paint from Second Chance Redlines, I was very careful and very deliberate. See Jackson in the background there, by the way.
Hey, that's me.
This is the fourth coat right here. And as you can see, it's really coming along good. It's really got that candy look. Something to see. Now, in every custom job I do, something always has to go wrong. Especially when I'm doing something the first time, like these bearing wheels, trying to fit them on modern axles. As you can see, it becomes a bit of a circus.
Three days later.
I did manage to get the first one, but also, oops, poked myself doing it. Yep, that's real blood. And here I am working through, now that I know it's the pliers and it has to snap a certain way because I'm building the axle before I'm putting it on the body. Whereas if this were a real redline, the bearing would already be sticking out. So there we go. Now I just have to close the tabs. Turns out I did not need glue for this. Sometimes I will. Sometimes a tab will just get too flimsy and break. You know, that's the case with these plastic bottoms. And there it goes. Whee! Now I've taped off the body as well as the interior to make some matte black paint in the bottom of the bed. Not the sides of the bed, but inside in the bottom of the bed. And trying to make basically two pieces look like one. I was very careful with the tape. I used paper as well. So I taped the edges and then the paper. And here is what we started with. A very attractive Hot Wheels casting, but then we do a redline conversion. You want to say thank you to the Four Horsemen?
Thank you for Four Horsemen for liking and subscribing to our videos.
You want to thank them for putting on this build?
And for putting on this build. Bye.
We'll see you next month.